another amazing day at fmtraining.tv where we talk about the wonderful FileMaker and Claris platforms. My name is Margaret. I'll be your broadcast engineer for today. I'm also here with the wonderful Ken and Nick Hunter, who are here continuing our ongoing series with basically existing FileMaker file design and modernization workshop. So that's really quite interesting. Nick's been doing that for a while. Ken has been very gracious to give us his file for that. And Nick has been renovating the file live for the past, well, almost a month actually. We're almost hitting 30 days. So, real quick, for my Americans, it is Memorial Day. So thank you very much to our veterans out there who are here in the U.S. and out abroad. So, it is greatly appreciated. And then back to schedule shenaniganery. Thursday is going to be JS indicators. What is my latency in FileMaker Leland Lawn again? Friday will be on use idle triggers in FileMaker. And then Monday will be back to Nick continuing his usual shenaniganery. Okay, with that being said, I think I'm just going to roll into letting Nick get us all started. So.
Yes. Thank you, Mark. Thank you for the introduction. Thank you, Ken, for being there. So you had a great weekend, so that's good. Today, what are we doing? So we continue the modernization of this file from Ken, and we're going to continue finishing this status stuff. So we're going to go again and on the status and finishing all the status, and then we're going to have so Ken has some ideas and suggestions. So you want to do some modification, right? So what you want to do in the file, Ken. So we're going to talk about this. We're going to read the email, then we're going to see how we can, accommodate all of the things. So, but first, last week we work on this, okay, and we modified this, certified that if one is missing, is telling you what the other one what the other missing, right? What missing? So it's telling you here that is missing the front, right? So if you put the front, then if you have the front and the back, then it tells you that nothing is missing. Okay, so it's valid. So we work on this last week, so I'm not going to come back there. We stay there a long time, so I want to move forward. So now we're going to change those things here. We're going to modify those flat review, expired, and insurance, right?
Right.
And we are going to make them to work the same way as a certificate. Based on the table here, we have a document table, related table, where we have all the documents related to that pilot, right? So, and we are going, and since these statuses are all they rely to their the documents, so we need to make this. So we go to the table where we have all the document types, right? And we are going to continue to work on this. So we learned that what we want to do here is to get the ID that relate to the flat review. For example, the flat review here, this is the ID of the flat review, right? So we want to have a relationship between this table here and the documents, right? And thanks to the relationship, we are going to detect if we have or not a flat review documents, right? And then that we will be able to make that status working, right? So let's continue here. So we have this. We have the fields, the global fields that we are going to use as our parent key, okay? So we're going to duplicate this. So we have flat review, okay. Okay, so we have the flat. We have all of them. I create them all. Okay, so we have those links here. We have those things here. So now we can create the relationship that goes with it, right? So with the pilots, right? So which kind of relationship we need? We need the same as this one, So we go to so we can put that here, and we continue that series here. So this is a G, and this is flat review, right? And this is a H, And this will be the medical, right? This is the I. That will be
Convenient for
the
insurance.
insurance.
That lined up nicely.
Yeah.
I in insurance.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Uh, and if I had this F, the flight review.
Yeah.
So so we have those. So we're going to make the same as we did here, right? So we're going to link those fields here that we have here, right? And we are going to link this with the documents, right? So we still have the pilots and the document type for the flat review, right? And the same here, the pilots and the document type for the medical. And here we have from the pilot and the document type for the instruments. So now we have our relationship. Okay, they're done. Now we have this. We're going to make sure that we have the right IDs when we load the system. I need in those globals, I need to have the ID. So, you know, the globals here. So I have a script here at the beginning, at the startup, should be there, where we have all, you know. So we set the field with the IDs of those, right? So we set the
Right.
field with those IDs. So technically now we can continue, right? This those status, right? So for example, if I want to know if I have a flat review or if I don't, right? Using the relationship, I know that. So if I go to the pilot, right, and I look for the flat review, do I have one? Yes. Right?
Yep.
Do I have a medical? No. Right? So you see,
Right.
medical I don't. If I put this one or this one, I put this one as a medical, this will become, this will say, I will have the ID coming here, up here.
Yep.
See? So that means you detect one using the relationship. That means using a relationship, a combination of the ID of that pilot with the ID of this, the relationship will say, yes, I have a record with those IDs in a document, so I have a document. That means I have a document. So now we're going to modify those statuses, right?
Right.
Like we did here, right? So here we have but here we have this one's a special one, but we are going to do the same, right? We're going to do the same, right? So we're going to copy this, you know, or I don't need to copy. I can do it myself. So flat review, this one, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So for the missing doc, right? For this information we need here, I don't use this. I'm saying not get as Boolean. And I'm using the relationship for the flat review, this. So that means if I have not, it's missing. What?
Right.
So normally I have nothing to do, just this. If this returns 1, that means it's missing. That means there's not something. Okay. Boolean will say, if there's something here, we say 1. If there's none, it will say 0. But I want the 1 to become there's none. So you put a not and that reversal. So I want to demonstrate that again. I did it many times, but I want to demonstrate that again.
Yeah, I guess I keep putting that as is it missing? Yes or no? And one would be yes, it's missing.
Yeah, and missing is if
Going to
there's
trigger the missing document status.
yeah. So it's so here this returns 0, not because get as Boolean, say yes. That means there's something.
There's something
But
there.
yeah, but I don't want that to be there's something. I want to be there's nothing.
Right. When it's missing, I want to know yes.
Yeah, exactly. So if I put not in front, it will say 0 because this says I have something. But if I put not, the question is not something? And the answer is no, because there is something, right?
Right.
Okay. So the not reverse automatically, right? So now we have pretty much the flat review. So now we can do the medical the same way, right?
Yep.
So we say not, and it's the medical, right? Get as Boolean.
Get as Boolean, yeah.
Okay. And the insurance. Same. Not get as Boolean, and the insurance will be this one. Okay. So let's try it. So all of those status are based on the same principle of auto entry calculation, right?
Right.
So when I validate this, so here I'm here. So this is the medical. So it said expired. So this is we need to know why it said expired. Well, because we have another field somewhere, right?
Yeah, these now have other conditions under them, which is what I was bringing up in the email.
Yes. So we're going to. So if I put this in insurance, right? Okay, so medical is said NA because I don't have one, right? That's what you mean.
Right.
So, but if I put this one here, if I put this one a medical, this is boom. If I change this one, if I remove the insurance, right? If I remove it, say doc. Boom.
Right.
So we got the status based on many conditions, right? And we get that from the ID and the relationship. And of course, all of those statuses are triggered, right? They are evaluated when we commit the record, and using the technique I demonstrated last week, that we commit this record, then that launches our script on server, right? And the script on server wait a little bit. The time for that record to be committed, to be closed, and then he performed the update on this. He performed the refresh on those auto entry calculation on servers. You don't feel it, right? So let's have a look to your email. So where is the email? Email. Oh, I closed it. Okay. So hold on a second.
I can just talk about it too if you want.
Yeah, we can read at the same time, right?
Sure. Either way. So for each pilot, there are 6 to 8 different documents, as we've talked about: insurance, flight review, et cetera, and they're all listed there. And then each balloon's going to have 4 to 5 other ones here. Mm-hmm. And so the first question comes up: is that documents table going to hold both pilot and balloon documents?
Yes.
Okay, so then we would just need to, as we continue, we would just need to create those balloon document types in our value list table so that when we drop them into the documents, we would see them or not based on the same conditions we're doing.
Yeah. So so that's why I want to talk to you about this. So there. So you said you said about something at the beginning. You said because we have other the other values here on those are insurance and those stuff here. So are we using other fields that are?
Yes, that's the second part of this. If you that one you got the cursor over right there now, the is the insurance valid or not? So every one of the documents has a valid selection field. So it's a human being looking at the document saying, is this really the insurance, and is this the right copy of the insurance, or did they put up a picture of their grandmother? So there's a check to make sure that the document is indeed valid. So is it missing? If it's missing, then okay, it's missing. If it's not missing, is it valid? And then on most of them, there is a date check as well. If you kind of go through the case down there, is it missing? Is it valid? And then does it expire anytime soon, or is it current? There's 4 lines there to give us a status based on when it expires.
Okay.
So the valid field.
Yeah. Go ahead.
The valid field is, and the due dates and the expiration dates, or the due date. Right now, where should those live? Where should those?
Okay. So I see that now. They live here in that table, right?
Actually, they're in the pilot. They were in the previous pilot documents table.
Yes. So in the pilot document, so where is it? Here, right? They were there.
One, yeah.
Right?
I think they were there.
Yeah, they're there. Insurance.
So those are the pictures. No, you know what? The valid's over in the pilot document. The valid and the dates must be over in the pilot table.
Yeah, but that is not right, in my opinion, because.
Which is why I'm asking, because that's where they were originally.
Yeah, originally, as of today, they're here.
Yeah,
because if you go to the insurance status.
Right, yeah, see there. Well, see, and there's a valid right below it.
Yeah, it's there. Insurance due date, right?
Yeah.
So the insurance due date is here.
Right. You have all that stuff is in pilot, right?
Okay. So, is it relevant to have this in the pilots? It depends.
It was there because the documents in my original setup were there as well. Everything was together. And then I started moving the documents out. And now when you've taken over the folder, we've redone the whole documents table now differently.
Yeah.
So the question is, do these other criteria fields like the due date and the validity field, do those need to move with the documents?
Normally, yes. And normally, right? And normally you should have a different appearance here, right? Based on which type of documents you select.
Right. At least those extra fields.
Yeah, but I don't want the field for the insurance. When you select insurance, let's put this in insurance, okay? No, this is medical. So let's put this. This is headshot. Do I have a headshot somewhere? Yeah.
The headshot is just that silhouette.
Yeah, yeah. This is a medical. Which one I put medical here? I don't have a medical, so I should be able to put the medical here. So let's put.
I thought I sent you the others, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I don't have the medical here. This is the front. This is a flat review. This should be the headshots.
The very top one, the title "You Have Beautiful Beach" is the medical,
Yeah,
but you actually have it as headshot.
yeah. I don't know what happened here.
We got a
Uh,
couple of them messed up.
okay. So if I do, so let's let's put this. This is the test though. It's not showing, it's not changing my stuff here. So here, oh, okay, now I can do it. So this is the medical, right?
Right.
And what's the name?
Certificate front is right. Yeah, we
This is
have
the
the
head.
airworthiness. Yeah, that
This is
should
the
be the
headshot.
headshot.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
So we're good now. Medical, France.
Yeah, that's actually the wrong document, but it works the same.
Yeah,
Yeah.
headshot and
Headshot in the back.
we don't have
Okay.
we don't have the insurance.
We don't have an insurance one.
No, it's okay. No problem. So, but if we can put whatever for the insurance, it's we can put this as an insurance, yeah.
I thought I sent you one, but that's okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I trashed
You threw them away.
Yeah, I need to find them in there. So this is the insurance. We don't care. We just need to have a.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. We get it.
Okay. So this is it's a great combination, right? Because we have all those documents like this, but
Right.
now I want to do something. I want something different each time you select a document. So that's why I keep that open, because I have everything I know I need. I have this file here that I'm going to, let me open this with the, so let me open this with my record here. If I put my name correctly, that would be better. Yeah, because I don't want to show, personal information.
Yeah, no, I understand.
Yeah. It's a live solution, so I want to make sure that but with Zoom and everything. Okay,
yeah.
okay.
And you mistyped your name too, huh?
I do that all sometimes it happens.
Yeah.
Okay, so what I want to do here, I have documents, right? So let me files. Okay. Each time I'm clicking a document type, right? I want to have things happening. For example, here, when I click here, I have this coming. So I have this field, right? That I don't have here. If I click here, I don't have.
I see. Yeah. Right. Okay.
Here I have. Here I don't. Okay.
Got it.
And if I click on this, I might have another field or whatever, So I can have different fields showing for different type of documents.
Right.
Okay. So that means I can have a very great UI, get everything together, right? With keeping the goodness of having the documents centralized and in a unique place, right?
Mm-hmm.
And instead of having multiple containers, we have one containers, multiple records. So I want to keep this. So, but I want that ability to be able to show different fields tied to different type.
Different types, right?
Yes. So how we do this? Okay. So let me bring back. Okay. So how we do this? So we have this table here, right? And here I'm going to add a field, and that will be the panel number.
Okay.
No, it has to be a text. So that's the panel number. So what I'm going to do is the panel number, right?
Okay.
So
I know where you're going.
Yeah. So you see what I'm going, right? So that means thanks to this, right? So I'm going to add in this list the panel number. So who in those document types, which one has additional fields from this? The insurance?
Yeah, there's a date field on insurance, flight review. They all have a valid field.
All of them.
Yes.
All of it. Okay, that's something else. So the insurance will have its own fields.
Flight review will have one, and medical will have one.
Okay. So let's put this one, this one. So this one will be the 2.2. This one will be the 2.3. And the medical, right?
Yes.
2.4. And this one will be the 2.1, 2.1, 2.1, and 2.1. Okay. So now I'm going here, right? And here I have this space here, right? Where I have those fields. So all of them will have a valid one. So what is the valid?
Yes.
It's a valid invalid field.
Exactly.
Okay. So we're going to borrow this one. We're going to borrow this, right? So there's two ways to do the valid invalid. Okay. There's only one. There's only this, right? It's a valid or invalid. So I prefer to show you this one with the button bar.
Okay.
So here we have two button bar like this, right? One will be valid, right? So we put here the name, valid, not in French. And this will be the invalid, right? So we have the button here, valid, invalid, like this. We don't need hidden state. And we put that here. Okay?
Okay.
So that would be valid, invalid, kind of a condition will be there, right? Next to the type. Okay? So we have valid, invalid. So this is a little bit too tight, by the way. Okay. Okay. And then which field is going to validate? So we're going to have in the document type, in the document table, right? We're going to add all the fields that we need, right? So we have the fields, and then we have so valid, invalid is what is the tag?
Yes.
Okay.
For each of the different types is what I
Yes.
had originally, but
Yes.
since it doesn't matter because each one is its own, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So and we agree by default that will be zero. Or we can
Yes.
say false. Yes. Okay, we can say both. Okay, we can type false here, false or zero. FileMaker will understand that.
Right.
Here I like to put false or true instead of to put 0 or 1. False. Okay. So by default is false.
I'm sorry, is that just something you think it's more visual to see that when you look at it that you know what you're telling
Yeah,
it?
it's more visual.
Okay.
Is more visual, false.
Yeah.
Right?
Perfect. Okay.
Yeah. So so here, but it will be 0 because that's is a number.
Because it has to be a number.
Yeah. But it will return 0. If you do this, so that is interesting because people doesn't know very well. If you type true, you say 1. If you say false, you return 0.
Does that work with yes and no as well?
No.
Okay, just with true and false.
No. yes, doesn't understand.
Got it. Okay.
But true, it understand.
Yep. Okay.
Okay. So in the document, so which field do we need, or other field we need? The tag valid.
Depending on the document, we would need
Yes.
basically a date due,
They do.
a due date,
Okay.
whichever.
Well, they do. So that's the date. What else do we
Actually,
need?
it would be it would be an expiration date. It would, yeah, because we calculate the date due to actually an expiration date.
Okay. Okay. Expr.
I
Yeah.
I think those are the only two. There's some other conditions that we go look for things, but those are the two that will get us through 99% of the documents.
Okay. But do we have any specific for the medical or for the insurance?
No, the medical would use that expiration date, and it would use the valid. The flight review would use the expiration date.
Okay, so they're all this. So pretty much, okay, I understand. So we have two types of documents, right? I thought that, so we have a flat review, insurance, and medical. They all use the same fields.
They're actually all going to use the same, yeah.
Yeah. So we have two, we have two panels, one and. So let's finish
yeah.
So let's finish this valid. What this is? Oh, okay. So let's finish this valid stuff. Okay. So the valids, right here, how we going to know which one is valid, right? So it's the T05B. So we go to the valid stuff, right? And then the name here for the for the validation of the active segment, right? So first we need to this is the button valid 0, right? No, 1, and the valid 0. Okay, so we have two buttons here. Okay, and the tag will return 0 or 1, right?
Right.
So the validation will be this and whatever the T05B tag valid. So the button will be the name of the, maybe I can go back there a little bit. A button bar to get the active segments, we can say known, we can hard code it which one we want, or we can say by calculation. It will active, it will make active the segments with the right name, right here. So the tag will return 1 or 0. That was the tag. So I'm hard coding the name of the button, and I'm adding on top whatever the tag returns, 0 or 1. So that will return this or this.
Right.
So that will activate the validation on each one of the two buttons here, based on the name, of the records. So the activation is good, right?
Yep.
So now I want to click. I want to select this or this active, inactive, right?
Basically toggle it.
Okay, yeah. So I have a universal script, right? That allows me to set a field, right? Refresh object, close the popover, commit record if I need. So here I have a universal script with different options. This is optional, right?
Oh,
It's
yeah,
optional.
okay. Yeah.
You know? So, but here I want something simple. So I'm going to, out of all of this, I'm going to use only the parameter 1 and 2, right? So which field I want to validate to use, right? I want to validate this T05B tag, right? And this will say this is valid, so I put 1, or I can say true, right? Oh, is invalid, so I can say false or 0. And here, so I'm going to copy this, and I'm going to say the same here, but this one with true, right?
Okay.
This universal script, you have it in the file you already have,
Right.
right? So, and allows you to refresh objects if you need. So it allows you to do some stuff cool here, right? So,
But we're really only using the first line of that script.
yeah, we don't need more than this. Okay. So let's see if it works. Valid, invalid, right? Here we have the same valid. So if we say invalid this one, so it's not yeah, okay, valid, right? So I can put them all invalid for now. Invalid. And this one valid, right? This one invalid, this one. So I can change it, right? For each document, now I have a pretty much status, right? Right? For each document.
Yes.
Using that nice looking stuff. Now I can improve this, right? And add something cool if I want, right? So I can go there and add a nice icon here. And we put that 100. We put that green and the button white. But that's super big. So we can say 1313 and make this 9. So now here we have a nice looking button here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That will tell us if this document is valid or not, right? We have this that says it's valid or not. So
we need a hide condition, right? Yeah.
Yeah, we need a hide condition, and it's the hide will be the hide will be the not, right? T05A tag valid. So if I don't have the tag valid, so here I don't need the here just to explain, here I don't need the get as Boolean because I already have a 0 or 1. I don't need to transform. I don't need to evaluate exactly.
Yeah.
And I want to, okay, so here's something I want to show you. I have a group of objects here, right? I have a group of objects. Because I have a hidden condition on this group. I want to add this object inside this group, right?
Yeah.
I copy the hidden condition. I cut it, right? I select that. I position my object the way I want it to be, right?
Yeah.
I select that group. I ungroup, I press Shift, I select that object, I regroup, and I paste the condition.
And now it all works together.
Yeah. So I'll redo it. Okay, so I have the group. I cut the condition. I ungroup, select the objects with the Shift, but not unselecting those objects.
Right.
I regroup, and I paste. Now this is inside this group.
Could we have drugged that checkbox down into the group over in that objects list on the left?
Which object?
Well, you basically added the checkbox. Yes, you basically added that check mark to the group.
Yes.
By ungrouping. Could we have just drug it down underneath that word group and added it that way?
No.
Okay.
We cannot
You can't pull things in and out of a
no.
Okay.
Like we cannot put this inside the polar neither.
Okay.
You know,
so you can relayer it, but you can't really change where if it's a part of another object.
I wish we could. That would be great, but we cannot.
Yeah. Actually, I kind of figured that out. I was trying to move. Somehow I ended up with fields that weren't actually in the portal. And I tried to move them in the list on the left, and I couldn't do it. I had to drag them out of the portal and drag them back in.
Yeah. So now you see, we know which one is valid now. This valid, invalid, valid.
Nice.
So we know which one, you know. So all of this is easy to do thanks to the Boolean 0, 1 tags, and because we have a relationship. And because the documents, otherwise, so we have one tag field in the document, right? Otherwise, you need a tag valid for insurance, tag valid for flat review, for front, back, medical. You understand?
Yes.
The benefits. The benefit is you have one field that accommodate an unlimited number of types and documents, because we removed the from fields to records, right? So now we have only one tag and works for all this, you know. Each time I'm doing this. So
we just need to go back into the status fields now because it's looking at the wrong valid tag.
Okay, so let's move it. So if we go, we need to go to all one, right? All the statuses.
Yeah. So like that. Yeah. So that one's going to be looking at down there is certificate valid, which was looking at certificate valid. That's
Okay. So now
needs to be the valid tag that we just added.
Yeah. So we need to go to that. So yeah, but the valid.
This one really kind of has yeah.
Now we have two valids, right? Because here, here we have a challenge, like I said. If I have the front and back invalid, it cannot be, right? Front and back. I cannot have the front valid and the back invalid.
I could, but typically no. If one side's right, the other side's right.
Okay, yeah, but you know, unfortunately here, it's a case scenario that could be.
Yes.
Okay. So okay, let's move on this one because this I want to move on.
Let's do the others first. Yeah.
So flat review status, right? And so here it's going to this one, right? No, this one.
Yeah.
Okay.
That one.
So we go there, you know. We go there and we select the tag, not this, okay? Not the tag.
Yeah, because it's a let statement, then because we've changed the variable, if you will, we don't have to change anything lower.
No. So we change this and everything follows.
Right.
You know, because we declare this. So this is what we call that a statement.
Right.
We stated that this is equal to this. So now every time we use this one, but we can change the date as well, because the date will come there too. Right? The date will come from that document.
I'm rethinking what I told you there a little bit, because on some documents I get an issue date, and on some I get an expiration date.
Whatever, it's a date.
It's a date. So whatever due date we calculate.
Yeah, exactly. So let's use that one.
We can deal with that. We can deal with that elsewhere. That's okay.
Okay. So so now we all go to that table for the tag, the ID of the document, the if it's document or not, there's a tag and this, right?
And the date.
And the date. So let's do the same for the flight review.
That was the flight review, right? That was the flight review. So we have insurance and medical.
Yeah. Okay, medical. So we have the same T05H, right? So T05H. That is the tag.
The valid tag, right?
And that's the date. T05H date. And that's it. Right?
Right.
What the date store?
That's a global that gets put in at startup.
Okay.
So it's always today's date.
Okay. And the insurance. So it's a good demonstration because you see that with this naming convention is so easy, right? You see how to use a not, how to use a get as boolean, how to use relationship, right? So you see a lot of things. So we have dates, right? But not on all the documents, right? The dates is only on
the dates.
few.
Yeah, the dates on. Yeah, all those that have dates should have them now.
Okay. So now that we have those things, we have this valid, invalid build, right? We're going to modify this thing here, right? To add the field we need, right? Okay, so we need to build two panels. One I will activate automatically based on the type of documents showing the field I need to show. So I'm going to build a panel with two panels. And I'm going to make it transparent, right?
Okay.
This is the panel, but it's transparent. I'm going to put that here, position here, and position here, like this, right?
Okay.
On top, I'm putting on top. So follow well what I'm doing, okay? Because it's visual. So this object is on top of those objects underneath. The slide control with two panels is on top of those objects. Okay?
Right.
Okay. Let's hide this one for now. What I want to do now, I'm going to put this panel in the back. So now it's in the back. So those objects are on top of it.
Right.
I'm selecting those objects, not this one. All the objects on top of the slide control, right?
Yes.
If I move one pixel down with the arrow down, So I'm press arrow down now. Boom. Now an arrow up, putting back up. Now all those objects are inside this slide control.
Cool.
I do it again. I do it again. You know, I build this slide control. It's on top of those objects. I cannot go to those objects. If I click, I cannot go to those objects because this slide control
Is on top.
is on top. Okay. Bon. I'm putting the slide control on the back. Now the slide control is on the back. So I can get those objects.
Right.
I'm selecting those objects, not this one. And just what I need to do, I have the slide control underneath. The slide control is underneath. And because of that fact, if I move those objects 1 pixel with arrow down, boom, now they are inside this slide control.
Because they moved inside the panel. Is that correct?
Yeah, because they got sucked in. Because the panel was underneath. So let me show you here. Now it's important. It's something like 99% of people didn't know. We knew about this. I think in the audience, we have a pretty good audience, by the way.
Well, I didn't.
You didn't. So in the audience, if they wake up, if people wake up.
David knew. David Angel knew.
Okay.
And it's new to Top Cat.
So there you go.
I explain. I have an object here. You know, let's put, I don't know, let's put this. I have objects, right? I have those fields. They're there. And on top of this, I'm building this, right?
Right.
I'm building a slide control. Now I cannot go to those objects underneath because I have the slide control on top. My slide control was transparent, but the slide control is on top. I'm putting the slide control on the back, right?
Right.
But that doesn't mean that the objects on top of this are not included in the slide control. You can see that on the you can see that
right.
on the right on the tree. They are not inside, they are outside. If I select those, right, and I move them with the mouse or with the keyboard,
whichever way,
boom, now they're inside. Look this, look here.
Yeah.
I move, bam, they're now inside. Right?
Yep.
And now I can, if I move them, they are inside. Right? So this is how you use how you move objects inside. You just move 1 pixel and boom, boom. They get in the slide control. So now that I have this slide control here, right? What happened here? Oh, I moved everything. Everything got moved. It's okay. So now that I have this slide control here, I have 2 panels, right?
Right.
Okay. I'm going to name them the way I name those things. So the first will be slide 2.1. So why I name those 2.1? You know why? So I want to explain that too. Maybe I delete that layout for nothing. So let's build a new layer. I want to explain why I'm using this naming convention for the slide control. I use a lot of embedded slide control because it's like having a box within the box, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's like having a cabinet, and inside you have box, and inside the box you have small boxes, so you arrange your things, right? Pretty much instead of using this, I did that many times, instead of having this and then having this again, like this.
Right. The nested tabs.
The next tab, or instead of having this, right? I'm using slide control, which is better because we have controls on the button. Here we have no control on this. I have no control on those things. No, absolutely no control on those things. I cannot hide them. I cannot.
Right.
It's okay. Yeah. Okay. With the slide control I have. So I'm using slide control. So here I have a slide control. And this is my first slide control. It's the main one. So I named that slide 1. And the second one I name it slide 2. Okay, hold on. Yeah, I named the whole thing. I want to name the slide control. So I named slide 1.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
What happened here? I have 2 times the same name. Oof. That's a FileMaker bug. 20. I have 2 times the same. So I have slide 1, slide 2, slide 3, right? In slide 1, if I create another slide, I name it slide 1.1, and this one. See what happened here? It named all the same name. See?
Yeah. Yeah.
You name all the slides with the same name, which is not possible. Oof. They have a freaking big bug here. Okay. In the slide number 1, I have another slide, and I call it number 1.1, 1.2, 1.3.
Yep.
Right. Okay, because I have another one. In the slide, right? So, and if in the slide 1.2, I'm adding another slide, you guessed it.
1.2.1.
1.2.1, right? And this 1.2 and this 1.3. So that gives you a sense of where the slide is positioned, right? I know this slide is inside the slide number 1 because it starts with 1. And I know it's inside the panel number 2 of the 0.2, right? I know it's inside this one because it's 1.2, 1.2, 1.2, right? So this is how I name things. Because when you have a lot of slides, like in this file here, you can imagine that I have some slides here, right? So
probably a few.
I have a few, and because it's comfortable, because it's makes sense. So if I go to the object here, right, and yeah, I have a giant. Oh yeah, by the way, I have a giant. I have a big slide, right? On top, everything is inside the slide in that layout, right? I have this slide here and this slide here. This.
Uh-huh.
So why? When I go here, right? I'm here. When I go file mode, I have this. Same layout. Browse mode, file mode. And I'm not, and I'm not hiding anything. Just I have 2 slides. That means when I'm in file mode, when I'm in browse mode, I'm here. this slide. When I switch to file mode, right, I go, so I have two slides here, I have two. So I have this one that the file mode fields, that the browse mode fields in the same layouts. Also, when I'm in file mode, I want this to disappear. So I have also two slides here, this one and this one, this one and this one.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Understand?
Yep.
So very simple. When I go to file mode, I have a script that says, okay, on mode enter, right? So I change the mode. I have this script that says, okay, if the file mode is 1, because I'm in file mode, you can see I'm in file mode.
Right.
Okay, I install the menu, I change the menu. Okay, I go to the slide, find. Okay, so yeah, this is my stuff I need to do because I'm in file mode, so I need to clear all
the fields out.
all the globals, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to my slide. I'm going to the next field because I want to get there, and boom. And if I cancel the file mode, I'm entering another file mode. I'm entering another mode. So it's not 1, it's 0. And then I said, okay, I install back my menu, and I hide my bar. I go to the slide 1, boom. So this is the file. So yeah, I have quite a bit of slide here, right? So if you can filter this by here, you say, okay, I will show me only the panel controls. So I have quite a bit, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So, but it's and it's easy with the name. So you see here, I have in this one, I have a 1.5.1.1. So you can see this, right? It's 5, but you can see it's inside the 1.5, which is inside the, so it's inside the 1.51, which is inside the 1.5. So it makes sense. Because here, this also is a slide control. I have a slide control here, right? And I have a slide control here, right? Because I have two.
Yeah.
So the slide control avoids many problems, right? Many problems. So now, to finish this, because I know Marge wants to go. Now I have two slides here, right?
Big old grin on her face.
Okay. I'm going to copy those fields, all of those, and I'm going to paste those here. So I'm going to replicate pretty much the same thing on both slides, right. Okay? And then on the second one, I'm going to add the field, the extra field I want. For in our example, the only difference we have is one field, but you could have everything if you.
Right, I understand. I understand based on what we were looking at, what you were just showing us in the rainbow file.
Exactly. So, yeah. But it's 12:10. So let's go. Let's finish tomorrow. Okay. So let's finish up this tomorrow, and I'm going to explain many things. Before we get there, I want to explain things. So that's why I prefer to start fresh tomorrow, right? Instead of hurrying now. So tomorrow, same time, same place.
Work sounds good to me. So
let me here too.
Share my screen.
Okay. See you tomorrow, guys.
See everyone
Thanks,
tomorrow,
bye.
everybody.
Thank you, Ken. See you tomorrow.
report of an individual up here who may be a FileMaker license. Well, it's potentially expired. Look at the back of that car right there. Looks like the FileMaker license has expired. Sir, I need you to step out of the vehicle. Sir, step out of the vehicle. Sir.